So, as you already know, there was a tense exchange between Donald Trump and the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, last week, the result of which was the cancellation of the signing of an agreement between the United States and Ukraine for Ukraine's rare earth minerals, as well as kicking Zelensky out of the White House and sending him basically packing. So, what's been pretty pathetic to watch as a result of this is how many Republican politicians have kind of fallen in line criticizing Zelensky and calling for him to step down as president during wartime. Now, if you actually take the time to watch the exchange between Vance, Trump, and Zelensky, one of the things that you'll notice is Zelensky does not start any of this. J.D. Vance actually does, accusing Zelensky of Ukraine not engaging in diplomacy, saying that, they're basically pretending to be strong people and that kind of strong language isn't working and that they should have tried diplomacy instead. And I guess the expectation was that Zelensky should have just eaten that. But the problem is, instead, he responded saying, well, really, no, we did try. And he gave this kind of long list of the ways in which they had engaged with Putin in diplomatic channels, that Putin had signed various treaties and signed various agreements, and that every time Putin then breaks that treaty, breaks that agreement, and then came in and killed their people. So this whole thing spirals into you're not grateful enough, you haven't said thank you. Zelensky saying, well, I have said thank you. Like, well, you didn't say thank you right here, right now. It's really just a made-for-TV moment, right? Vance and Trump know that they have the whole media there in front of them. There had already been the agreement ready to be signed. Zelensky had already conceded a whole bunch of stuff to the United States and had thanked the United States. So it was really just this opportunity to make a media moment. And the Republican politicians now have really picked up on that. So you have people like Mike Waltz, who was a congressman and now is working in national security, who said back in the day that Zelensky was like the man of the moment. He was like Winston Churchill, and now he's saying he needs to step down. And you got a bunch of other Republicans saying that too, rather than standing by a country that has lost something like 60,000 of its soldiers and 12,000 of its civilians to Russian aggression. What does this kind of reveal to us? This reveals that we have now become a country that is entirely and only about what can you give us? Not just in terms of whether or not we'll help you, but whether or not we'll even recognize that something bad is happening to you. It's important to note that, yeah, we can't always help. Maybe we don't always have the resources or the people to help. But we've hit a point where we literally refuse to sign UN resolutions that acknowledge like an attack on another country unless that country is willing to pay us something. And that's exactly what's happening in Ukraine. Unless they give us their mineral rights and sign it all over to us, we won't help them.